Alright, this hand is kind of awkward, but we'll keep it for sure. Alright, it's awkward, but good. Probably going to play Deathcap Cultivator on turn 2. Maybe. I guess Erdwall Illuminator can stall the Indulgent Aristocrat, assuming no, like, oh gosh, what if this person has a Call the Bloodline? They probably do. Oh, okay, that's good. I mean, it's not great, but it's good. If our opponent has a board full of vampires, whatever we put this on will certainly get sacrificed. Okay. Yeah, I think it's just Erdwall Illuminator. Erdwall. As a way to kind of keep the aristocrat at bay. And then, like, we can curve up from there versus playing Deathcap Cultivator. Deathcap Cultivator is nice because it's kind of something we can do later. But I'm a fan of Erdwall Illuminator. You can play Uninvited Guys next turn, that's fine. Sleep Paralysis is a good follow-up. Ooh, straight Esper on turn 3. Good job, homie. No plays. Interesting. Counterspell? Okay. I tend not to play into those things as much. Or I tend to play into those things pretty heavily because, oh my goodness. One of the things that comes from deck building is like the knowledge of when to splash and when not to. And I'm still a little sketchy on it. Like, I've only just started splashing things like Mad Prophet. But, like, for example, you would not splash a Deny Existence in your white-black deck. It's just not high impact enough. Alright, dead weight, that's fine. I'll still block. Ooh, Rabid Bite. Rabid Bite's another good one. Puncturing Light. I'm just gonna drop a Solitary Hunter now. The guy's big, right? Another thing Indulgent Aristocrat is a great card, but the problem is in some decks it's just Carrion Feeder. Right? Carrion Feeder? Mind Wreck Demon. Alright. Fun thing about Mind Wreck Demon, can be paralyzed. 3 card types, sure. So it looks like our opponent is white, black, splashing blue. So, not quite sure what that would be for. But we're just gonna sleep paralyze this Mind Wreck Demon. That's... Sleep Paralysis is a fantastic Magic card, guys. Our opponent can sacrifice it to the Indulgent Aristocrat, which is probably going to happen, but yeah, that'll happen. We can't do like Rabid Bite and Sleep Paralysis. This is great. Deck's great. Okay, that's a big guy. I mean, again, just deck building issues. Alright. Is it worth flipping this Solitary Hunter? So I for sure attack. I might be interested in casting Rabid Bite on the Indulgent Aristocrat. I have another, I have another Sleep Paralysis somewhere. So I think that's what we're... No. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to Rabid Bite here. That puts a sorcery in our graveyard. I'm going to hold on to this land now because I do have the Reckless Scholar and the Pour Over pages. So our opponent's Mind Rack Demon is doing a lot of work for us. And they can't attack, which is great. Deadweight, that's fine. Not ideal, obviously, but hey, we flip Solitary Hunter naturally. I guess, what is our opponent missing? They have creature, enchantment, land. Alright, maybe attacking isn't the best idea, but if they play like a sorcery or an instant, like, they have it. So I might not attack next turn though, just to prevent my opponent from getting the opportunity to like Puncturing Light. Call the Bloodline. Alright. That's a good card. If... Okay. But that doesn't do anything. Like, they can attack with their Silberland Snapper. I like the hard-shelled creatures of unusual size. Part of the flavor text. It just makes me laugh. Oh, hello, welcome to the fold. I think I just pass. Cool. Got there. Sleep paralysis, doing as much work as the last pick would imply it would. I kind of like playing Root Out against stupid Called Bloodline cards. Terrifying. Silent Observer is also pretty good against the Mind Rack Demon. So is Watcher in the Web, though. I don't think I need this as much. I could sideboard out this Niblis of Dusk. I think that's probably reasonable. Yeah, we'll do this. Oh, for those of you who are wondering what Carrion Feeder was. It can block. I guess the difference is, okay, Carrion Feeder is a card from Scourge. It can't block, and you can sacrifice a creature to put a 1/1 counter on Carrion Feeder. In this case, my opponent's deck, I think that's what ended up happening, where their Indulgent Aristocrat was just a creature that could sacrifice a creature to put 1/1 counter on itself. It can block. The trade-off is the sacrifice costs mana now. Seems great. Or, you know, reasonable. It's got 2 green sources, which is kind of awkward in the grand scheme of things, but... Oh, hey. Hello, Root Out. I know what I'm doing on turn 3, assuming my opponent has the Call the Bloodline. Like, Call the Bloodline is legitimately terrifying. Yep. So I can't do this turn 2, but I do get to draw a card off of it eventually, so that's good. We've got a plan, kids. I love this card. It's so cute. Ryan Pancoast is a good dude. Alright. Opponent has only swamps so far. I could see using Call the Bloodline to discard a couple of your, oh my gosh, swamps in your 3-color deck. Alright, that's good. That's a good thing to do. I guess. Like, sure. It's a 6-point life swing though, guys. With a vampire attached to it. For 2 mana. I guess, in the context of Call the Bloodline, it's great. But in any other one, it's bad. Now, my opponent can discard another card, but it's not doing a whole lot on this board. Against Startled Awake, it's pretty good. Gotta point that one out. Yeah. Ooh, discarding a Reckless Collar? That... Mad Prophet is a card that I'd consider splashing. I don't know about splashing Reckless Scholar. Maybe I just don't know. I don't do this format well enough. If my opponent plays Mind Rack Demon here, it'd be unfortunate, but next turn. Yeah, so Startling Awake is a little bit awkward now. Next turn, I can play Watcher in the Web. Or the turn after that. 4 card types. Alright. So I can like crack my clue, play Watcher next turn. I could also just cast Startled Awake. My opponent would go to 15 cards. That seems pretty cool, actually. I think I just draw a card. I want to find a removal spell. That is a removal spell. It's actually great because it works well with pour over the pages too, if I wanted to. And it interacts positively with Startled Awake, because if I bounce Mind Rack Demon and they replay it, then I'm just gonna have a good time. So I think I'm gonna hold on to the Just the Wind for when I cast Pour Over the Pages on turn 6. I'll take 4. Just once though. If I play Watcher in the Web and they have a removal spell, taking another 4 isn't ideal. But like a Throttle here would be kind of a bummer. But my opponent doesn't actually have a lot of lands, so I'm just gonna call that one, chalk that one up to a good start. We did pass a lot of great white cards in pack 2, like Bound by Moonsilver and stuff. We're not going to attack. We've got other plans. We can even, like, not cast Just the Wind yet. When we pour over the pages, if we draw something else. Or we could draw another Just the Wind and have 2 Just the Winds up. Which would be fantastic. If I'm being honest with you. I will flip Lambhold Butcher back, but that's not really the plan. Lambhold Butcher is a wall. I'll block. Okay, we drew another Just the Wind. Perfect. So the other Just the Wind can bounce the Startled Awake. Cast. Target this guy. Pay the 1. Target, what is it? The Persistent Nightmare. So yeah, we're basically just trying to get our opponent to mill themselves for us. It's fun. We're having fun. We've got Jace's Scrutiny up if we wanted, which we probably don't. We can't cast Startled Awake and flip it yet, but that's fine. Hound of the Farbogs. It's got Menace. Okay, that's fine. Jace's Scrutiny is really good in this situation, particularly. Unfortunately, that means that they might not mill another 4. okay. I think it's just Rapid Bite here. And then Startled Awake you. If our opponent taps out next turn, I can Startled Awake and Just the Wind in the same turn, which is kind of nice. Alright, what do we got? Multiple Silberland Snappers. Okay, Odric, Lunarch, Marshall, I understand. It appears as if our opponent is blue, black, splashing white, which splashing for Odric is kind of neat. I like that. But splashing for, we saw Unruly Mob last game, which is not the kind of thing that I guess you'd expect. I don't know, man. Call the Bloodline is a great card, though. You can't see me because I just finger gunned you, and that's embarrassing. Okay. Yes, mill 4. So yeah, we're just gonna bring back Startled Awake. And probably just bounce it. Yeah. Our opponent has 1 mana up. We don't want to, like, have to play around a Throttle or some removal spell that we haven't seen yet. Worth noting that casting Mindwreck Demon twice has meant that our opponent is at would have been at 14 cards in their library after this. Otherwise, that's funny. Did you have counter spells? Look at this. Broken Concentration. It's a counterspell. Counts. Counts your spells. Is that how that works? Okay, idea. And this is, I love having ideas. What we can do is a parody of Sesame Street, with the count actually being the counter. It counts mana for Condescends. 1, 2, 3. Oh gosh, this card is so good for me. I might not cast this Startled Awake just so I can Creeping Dread. I don't have Delirium though, so that'd be bad. I should not do that. Goodness. Alright. Now I'm just gonna cast this thing. My opponent invasive surgeries it. That would be an issue, but only a teensy tiny one because we've got all this just straight gas in our hand. Alright, cool. We won with Startled Awake, as expected. I'll see you guys in round 2.